Scott Drinkwell is arrested for abusing Ollie Morgan as Luke Morgan finds out his son is being groomed. A shock and heartbreaking twist in Ollie Morgan's abuse ordeal is set to rock the village as the secret truth comes spilling out. Football coach Buster Smith has spent the last year grooming his star footballer Ollie, with the abuse leading to him taking explicit images of the teen just a few weeks ago. The illegal photos finally pushed Ollie over the edge and he confessed all to drunk dad Luke Morgan, only for him to forget the whole thing. In upcoming scenes, a desperate Ollie prepares to burn the shameful pics when he is interrupted by Luke returning home, so he throws them in the bin. As Luke comes across the hideous imagery of his vulnerable son, he is left sickened when the hellish truth finally comes back to him. Another of Buster's victims, Brody Hudson, also sees the photos as Luke begins to go off the rails, unable to cope with the fact both he and his son have now been abused. More tragedy strikes as Scott Drinkwell is arrested by the police when it is discovered that Ollie had confided in him over his sexuality, which drove Luke to warn him to stay away. As Scott sits in the police station being accused of the most hideous of crimes, he begs his auntie Diane Hutchinson to believe his innocence. As Diane stands by her innocent nephew, she promises him the truth will prevail and he will be set free. Real abuser Buster is delighted to learn that Scott is firmly in the frame for his crimes, with no one suspecting him at all. Buster commits another wicked atrocity as he contacts the media and tells them all about Scott and the accusations against him to frame him for his crimes. Diane is soon left rocked as the whole village begins to turn against Scott, with Mandy Richardson telling Diane she believes all the accusations made against Scott. Soon social media is flooded with abuse as people far and wide have their say and express their rage. With Scott falsely in prison and everyone talking about him, Ollie begins to be pushed over the edge. As he sits in silence with Imran Malik, he has no idea what to do next. Imran follows Ollie and finds him swigging from a bottle of wine as he continues to turn to alcohol in his despair. Imran calls Luke and he manages to persuade Ollie to stop drinking for now. When Ollie tries to open up to his dad once again, will he find the courage to free innocent Scott and lock Buster up? How will Scott cope with prison and his latest trauma? Who will believe Scott is innocent? Will anyone ever suspect Buster and find out about his abuse of Brody and Ollie? Thanks for watching SoapBuster, YouTube's daily soap news and spoilers show. Subscribe below for the next episode.